point that we have begun to see a well-tailored, sponsored, instigated fulani judiciary in Nigeria, and their judgment is based on Sharia law, not based on secular law that guides the Nigerian constitution.
The case that Justice OMOTOSHO sentenced to life imprisonment. You see, I have 90 days window for you to appeal the case.
I think the government are trying to deny exactly why they want to Nnamdi Kanu to appear and to carry out some level of production record in terms of his appeal process and filing. Let me just put it that way. But that is not the main issue. The Sokoto prison, came under serious attack. Another fresh attack. Let me just put it that way. Another fresh attack, and there is fear that Nnamdi Kanu might be a victim of this continuous attack that is just a few kilometers away from where Nnamdi Kanu is being held up in Sokoto prison.
And they say such has never happened at all in that very prison. Could it be that the case of Nnamdi Kanu that such attack that very prison is under this heavy attack? Could it be because Nnamdi Kanu is there, or something else might be behind it?
There's possibility, that the federal government is jittery now, and they are looking for a way now to see how they are going to relocate Nnamdi Kanu. Because on a very good source, that attack. Just imagine in less than a week, we have seen an advancement of attacks from military bandits or whatever, and from definitely there's this understanding that one prominent man, one significant figure, called Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. The military, the jihadists are also aware. The Fulani military are aware. The Fulani politicians are aware. The northern political class are aware that somebody called Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. Yes, a lot of people are saying that he has converted a lot of people there to IPOB followers, and you can see the report coming from the prison warder. That every morning everybody gathers to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. It might ignite some religious misconception, and they can decide to push for Sokoto jailbreak, and if anything happens, it will be very unfortunate in that regard. So the federal government now, through the court, said that he should be rescued from Sokoto prison back to Lagos, and this is supposed to happen today, tomorrow. So we don't know what the development is all about. Why the court refused to grant orders to allow the Sokoto prison administration carry out a particular task that will allow Nnamdi Kanu fly from Sokoto to Abuja to attend to his.
Also in the Senate House, Adam Oshomole really angry with Justice James OMOTOSHO on the case of Nnamdi Kanu. That what kind of a judge is Justice James OMOTOSHO? According to the word used by Adam Oshomole, and the Senate President also, they are not in good time. They are not really happy with Justice OMOTOSHO based on that very judgment of Nnamdi Kanu.
The whole world wept for Nnamdi Kanu's unfortunate conviction. It's not only in Nigeria. Everywhere everybody was mourning. But unfortunately, we saw the highest lawlessness in Nigerian judicial system, the highest in the history of judicial jurisdiction. Nnamdi Kanu was not convicted based on what was written in the Nigerian Constitution. Then we are asking, was it a kind of doctrine of necessity? Where and how? And that's what the ICC, the International Criminal Court, is talking about. Say, where did you get the law? Of which jurisdiction did you stand as a legal practitioner, and of course the chief judge of the Federal High Court, to make that kind of pronouncement? Up till now, the federal government have not answered that question. OMOTOSHO have not answered that question. The presiding judge have not answered that question. showing that, and most of the politicians, even those who do not like Nnamdi Kanu, are beginning to see, no, this is not correct. And what most of the things Nnamdi Kanu stood for over the years are gradually, happening in our very eyes. He told the Yorubas, the Yoruba they didn't understand. He tried to ignite the consciousness of the Hausas to understand their plight in a region highly dominated by conquest Fulanis. So that reawakening and that consciousness, has gradually started coming into the consciousness of the Hausa. You can see most Hausa boys started reacting. They're asking questions now. How come they have 16 million Fulanis, for instance, controlling over 60 million people in the north? So unless the West themselves, the Yoruba themselves, they don't want to tell themselves the truth. Are they feeling the impact of Martin Nnamdi Kanu prophecies 7 years ago? So if you look at it, so and this thing has come to a point that we have begun to see a well tailored, sponsored, instigated Fulani judiciary in Nigeria, and their judgement is based on Sharia law, not based on secular law that guides the Nigerian constitution. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually convicted based on Sharia law that was hidden under a secular law that controlled the Nigerian constitutional system. So that is actually what has people have begun to study. Say, how can you give a man that has killed over 20,000 people just 20 years, and a man that has no gun, and when has wars? You see, the whites has a way of interpreting their things. I know a black man have a mental slavery problem, but the white man tells you that when wars become violent, when the wars become violent, we saw Tunde Bakare telling Jonathan that he should go to bed and he will not wake up again. Heaven did not fall. We saw Buhari threaten the entire federal structure during Jonathan, that the blood of baboon and whatever around that will flow at the end of the day. Heaven did not fall. So the problem is that the Fulani oligarchy, political class, in synergy, in collabo with the Arab Fulani DNA in Southwest, are the one who are taking decisions on how to resist Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from continuous exposing the hidden agenda that is going on in Nigeria. And now that this thing has come to the National Assembly, you can see how the senators were reacting, and everybody was just angry. How did we get to a point that the judiciary themselves are now becoming terrorists? They say it's the hope of the common man, but we are seeing it very clearly now that they are the most lawless institution, an agent of rigging judicial processes, judgments, pronouncements, justice. All they do is to rig it to to the favor of whoever they want to please at the end of the day. And that is what actually angered Oshomole, that this is clearly an ordered injustice against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I think, and that's why they are saying that at the end of the day, it looks like APC is going to adopt P2B, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu has lost national and international image, and the fear that APC might not want to lose the presidency to the north, so they are thinking of adopting Obi at the end of the day. These are the challenges. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu conviction has totally exposed Nigeria in all ramifications. They cannot be able to manage it anymore. And so at that level now, they are thinking otherwise, whether it was a mistake for them to send it to Sokoto, which is a very horrible and center of jihad attacks. They are saying, okay, come and face appeal. They want to relocate him back to Lagos now. But let us see how that thing actually plays out. But I can tell you, the entire National Assembly has condemned OMOTOSHO and Bola Ahmed Tinubu on what transpired on 28th November 2025.
All right, Mr. Chinedu Michael, I think it's a wonderful place to leave it. Thank you for speaking with